least for me, like things happened so fast, and that usually is what a viral moment is. When you have a viral moment, you don't have time to celebrate. Like things just are moving so quickly, and you almost like just you don't grasp what's actually happening. So I was just like, I just kept moving and moving and moving, and I didn't want to miss the moment. And again, I'm enjoying doing it, but when I eventually did have a little burnout and I took a step back, I was able to take that time to really like look back on the last few months and be like, wow.
Today on the show, we are joined with viral video sensation, singer, songwriter, CHRISSY SPRATT. This is so cool to get CHRISSY's story and around that. Hear how all of this internet fame came to be. Hella fascinating. And I think if you're a content creator yourself, you're going to get a lot of game out of this one. How she got the following of the millions and millions across TikTok, Instagram, views on YouTube. We get a little candid look into who she is as a person, her brand new track, Into Deep, how that was made, and the future of CHRISSY SPRATT. So yeah, let's get into it. I think what's cool is beyond your musical talents, you kind of built this social media empire from Instagram. You got 1 million on there, TikTok 4 million. It's just absolutely insane. And I kind of wanted to know, like, do you remember like the first like video you kind of posted in, I guess, like the style you're kind of popping off in right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday. So before I was doing like Afrobeat music, I was covering popular music, whatever was on like the Billboard charts. I was just covering that. Um, but when I started posting to TikTok, so like I was posting a lot of covers to like YouTube initially, and
Hmm.
then I opened up my TikTok account and I was posting the same type of content that I was posting to YouTube, but TikTok is very interactive. So lots of comments and I was seeing a lot of requests. So that's kind of where like I stumbled into this like Afrobeat world. It was from the requests from TikTok.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, so I fulfilled my very first song, which was Afrobeats. And at the time, I don't even want to say that like I knew like what that genre really was. And I just happened on accident, I guess.
Mhm.
And it was just good music to me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was still English. All the words were in English. So to me, I'm just like, it's a no-brainer. It's a good song. It's popular, and let's just record it. So I recorded it, put it up on TikTok, and then literally from that moment on, it just exploded. And I was getting a bunch of reposts and more requests under that video. And it was just kind of like a snowball effect. And I kept going with it and I loved it. And I realized I was really good at it. So I just kept going. And here we are, 4 million TikTok followers later. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's wild. And it seems like when you got that initial buzz, like you grabbed onto it and you kept throwing things onto the fire, like you kind of took it for a ride where I've seen some people sometimes they have like a viral video and they don't have that follow-up. Where it seems
Yeah.
like something triggered in your head is like you're like, this is my job now. We're gonna like keep this rolling. Am I right to assume
But
that?
but you know what it is? I think it's also because I enjoy doing it. I
Yeah.
enjoy doing it, and the requests that were coming in were getting more challenging, and I enjoy a challenge.
Hmm.
And also the response was always very it was very good and it was very welcoming, and I kind of just like built this rapport with my fan base, and
Yeah.
it felt like I don't know, they feel like my little family, and so I just wanted to like keep giving back to them.
Yeah, it sounds so fun. And even as you're explaining it, you got like the biggest smile on your face for the audio listeners right now. So, yeah, that's so amazing that you can find something you love and like have this much success from it too. And even I can tell, I watched an older video of you just kind of like explaining some stuff about yourself. And
Mm.
you were talking about like a Post Malone song you did, but basically you were pretty much saying like you made your cover version like the day after it dropped. Like you're like
Yeah.
seemed to be like on the ball, and it was like a huge hit. Like for some reason I'm blanking on the title, but it's like one of
That
his
was
biggest ones, you know? Like
that was Rockstar.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Like yeah.
Rockstar. Yeah, and like this is like pre-TikTok, so this was more for YouTube. So I feel like the videos that I was doing back then were, it was like now short form videos are very in. But for YouTube it was long. It was like the whole song. It was beginning to end, and the videos were a little bit more intricate. Like I wanted to make it like a semi music video with like edits and stuff, but yeah, I was like on the ball. I was always making sure like I was quick with it whenever something new would drop. Like I wanted to be the first, like the first cover girl to do something.
Yeah, yeah. And like I guess like a lot of people who I guess they don't post content or might be listening to this, but the way the algorithms work too, if you are that first girl, people are gonna be who are looking for that main song like a Post Malone Rockstar, you're gonna be the video under it too. So is that something you think of when you're doing this as well, or was it a happy accident of like just this
That
process?
so that was at that time I was thinking that because I was doing so many videos that I was starting to find that like that trend, that algorithm. Like I'm like, oh, if I am one of the first people to do a cover on YouTube, when somebody is genuinely just interested in cover songs of a song and they type in Post Malone Rockstar cover and you are one of the first people to do it, you're going to show up in the search engine up at the top, as
Mhm.
opposed to like posting something, like 3 weeks later or a month later. It's like the search engine may not show you on like the first page. So that was big for YouTube. Now for TikTok, it's different. I feel like the algorithm just sort of like it understands what you're doing and it tries to push you out to what it thinks your viewers would be and your audience would be. So
Mhm.
it's sort of like a different beast, like all on its own.
Yeah, definitely. And I even noticed like for example, you got this new song out, Into Deep, but you made a music video for that. But I've seen it on your TikTok and Reels too. But you even like have the wherewithal to like format it differently to almost like fit what they want in a way too. I think it's just so cool that I don't know, you just have that sense, you know, because I meet a lot of artists too, and sometimes they'll make the music video and then they're just posting clips of that on TikTok and maybe it doesn't work, but you seem to have like just a know of what's gonna get picked up.
I think it's just because I've been, I don't want to say I've been lucky with TikTok, but I've just come to this understanding of how TikTok works, and sort of every platform has its own audience and its own fan base, and you have to just curate your content slightly to what that platform is meant for and what the fans enjoy on that platform. So to me, just like posting a music video is it's great content to have in general, like for YouTube or anybody that just wants to listen to the song and also watch a visual. But on TikTok and even Instagram, it's more short form and it's supposed to be fun.
Hmm.
It's supposed to be interactive. So yeah, like music video is great, but I also just want to, do fun things on TikTok and just have that song sort of just playing in the background or whatever it is. And if people like it, they like it. But it's more just for, the fun side. It's
Hmm.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like yeah, even it kind of caters to people just wanting to get a quick hit, you know, they're doing their little scroll and it's like so fast paced. It's almost like I think it's giving me like ADD I didn't have before, you know?
Oh my
Like it's
God,
like
me
changing
too.
my chemistry. Like
Because like aside from being a content creator, I'm also a content consumer. So
Mhm.
I watch TikTok like religiously. Like before I go to bed, like I'm just swiping, swiping, swiping. I'm watching everything in times two speed. Like how much shorter can I make these videos? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like if I'm doing that, I'm sure there's other people out there that are, have that kind of attention span as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Do you feel like another key to I guess your growth was doing things in different languages as well too? Because I find like you can just tap into like different markets and maybe even like countries who aren't getting catered to. I know like the majority of like songs are in English, and I've even like interviewed a ton of like different like metal bands from like Germany too, and they don't even do the songs in their own language. They're doing it in English to like I don't know, but I guess like when somebody hears something in their own language, it could like just pop off in a different way. Like this girl's like singing to us, type of thing.
Okay. Well, like, have you ever noticed that you only get content pushed out to you that's in English?
Hmm.
So what about all these other countries that speak different languages? They're never going to come across your content if it's in English.
Yeah.
Unless you have no audio, you're never going to get pushed out to these countries. And it makes sense. Like what business do I have as an English speaker watching a video that's in, I don't know, Korean? Like what business do I have watching that? So
Hmm.
I think yeah, like the languages and like singing in different dialects, I think again that was just like a happy accident, but it made me realize that there's so many other countries out there and so many different languages out there that I can tap into. And I'm good at it, so why not? I love it. I love singing in different languages.
Yeah, that's super cool. And yeah, I can imagine like it just blows up in different ways that you wouldn't expect, in different countries and things like that, instead of just
Yeah.
like speaking in English and only like North Americans are getting it or whatever. Even I noticed too, with my Facebook reels, like for some reason I fell into like an algorithm of early 2000 like pop divas or whatever, like all my old crushes and stuff. So I started like liking them, and of course they give you more of that or whatever. And then I remember I liked the Shakira one. And then for like weeks it just was only giving me like Shakira videos on there. And one thing I learned about like the languages too was I was getting all these like full-blown crazy $1 million production videos of her that I've never seen in North America that are like just going to different countries, and they're not in English, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know she did this with her career too. So there's like a whole like all these other pockets of universes that you can like tap into simply by doing something into like a different language.
Isn't that so fascinating?
Yeah.
There's a whole other like universe out there that we're just not tapped into.
Yeah, yeah. It was just like very fascinating to me, and I'm just like, oh, I wonder what else I'm missing out on. Like, cause I find like sometimes, um, with the North American content kind of keeps us in this bubble, and you think what's like the biggest thing here? Like a big example, I've been filming for battle rap leagues for like a decade, and a lot of people say the biggest league is this one in New York because we're under this umbrella, but it's actually like in the Philippines, and they like triple the views and stuff like that, but nobody like talks about it. They're just like don't even like acknowledge its existence, it's just
Way. I
yeah,
can I can see that though. I can
hmm
totally see that.
definitely, definitely. And I also wanted to like ask you about too, like this new song, In Too Deep. Like I noticed like a lot of your library is a lot of covers and everything. And prior to you kind of popping off on the YouTubes and the TikToks and stuff, were you making original content as well, or was this something that you
Yeah,
leaned into?
I was making original content and it was again like it was just fun for me. I don't think I was ever really like consistent with it, but
Hmm.
songwriting was always like just like an outlet for me. But now I feel like what I'm doing with my original music and my project, it's sort of just like a continuation of this, these covers and everything that I've built up to this point. It's just a continuation, but it's original. So I'm doing me, I'm doing everything that I've always wanted to do, but I'm also blending Afro beats with my love for R&B. And yeah, that's basically like that's the journey right now.
Yeah, that's super cool. And I love how you keep mentioning that you kind of like found Afro beats through this journey as well, like
Mhm.
of like getting requests too. So it's kind of interesting how like doing the covers and stuff could even evolve like your own style and everything from what I guess feedback from people and everything.
Yeah. And like it's interesting too now, like when I look back at that and like where I am right now, it's like that's also how I met my team. Like
Hmm.
my label, it's because of those covers and like all this exposure that I was getting. That's how I met my team. And I'm so thankful for them right now. And I just feel like everything is just sort of aligning and everything has a reason.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel as an artist, and having so many eyes on you now, does that change the way you make art? Like, do you like kind of have like an extra step of maybe overthinking it? Like, oh, all these people are watching, maybe I need to cater to them, compared to like maybe when you were making it by yourself years ago.
A
Yeah.
100%. Like it's so bad because like I'm an overthinker in general, like
Hmm.
about everything. So obviously when I didn't have that many eyes on me, it was just fun. It was trial and error. It was like doing what I want to do. I'm not really thinking about anybody else. I'm just doing it for me. Now, obviously, it's slightly different. Like I always want to make sure that like everything is perfect before I post it. Like I want to make sure like I didn't do any mistakes and like even sometimes with like the requests that I get, sometimes I'm just like, should I be doing this song? Like I'm not even sure if this is like, like what kind of feedback I'm gonna get on this, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, whatever. Like let's just post it and like see what happens. So I do think a lot now before I post something, but I mean it's all right. It's all right. It hasn't like hindered me in any way. Like I'm still doing me, but yeah, there's definitely just like that extra layer of thought.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine too. As yeah, it's just I guess sometimes you can build an audience where they expect a certain thing or they like you for a certain thing, and then maybe you as an artist, you're like, I want to try something new or sprinkle this new spice in here, and then I've noticed from talking to other people on the show too, they get like a little wave of anxiety. They're like, I'm about to put this out there. I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. It's like, fuck. Like, did you
Yeah.
ever feel like that as well? Like,
Yeah, sometimes I'll like literally like I'll post something and then I just like turn my phone off. I'm like, "Okay, I don't want to know like I don't want to know what's going on right now." Um and then yeah, like I'll check it and it's everything's always good. Like I don't know why I stress so much, but like everything's always good.
yeah, yeah. And even like
Yeah.
regarding to the feedback too, I notice like even with me with like sometimes posting like episodes on social media or whatever, and I don't even have a smidget of the following you have, but there's like a certain addiction to like I guess the social media dopamine you get when somebody likes it or like somebody says something I want to comment back to. And I want to know like how you can manage that with millions coming at you. And even this is a question I asked to actress Sarah Wakelas. She was in Degrassi and like Ginny and Georgia too. And at the time, she had the most followers I ever talked to. I'm like, pretty much asked her if it like you turn on your notifications, does your phone just like catch fire? Like, what happens? Does it like just keep buzzing? And like, what? How do you guys like manage that with like that many coming at you?
Notifications are off
Yeah, I
and
can
like off.
imagine.
They have
Yeah.
to be. They have to be off. So, it's funny actually. So, Instagram, I don't know if it's like still a thing now, but maybe like a year ago, I was getting so my Instagram notifications, I had to turn them off because every time somebody would use my audio for my video, I would get a notification. And
Mm.
there was no button to silence that notification. So my only option was to just silence like Instagram notifications entirely. So
Oh,
like
okay.
I like don't even get notifications now when I get like a DM or anything because that notification from somebody so and so has used your sound was popping up every 3 seconds on my
Yeah.
phone.
It,
And it's like it's not a bad thing. I'm like, this is great, but like I can't survive. Like I can't even use my phone with like all these notifications popping up. So yeah, so basically silenced, but I always check the comment section. Like after I post a video, I just keep going back to the comment section, checking it, interacting with it. Cause like I also want to know
hmm.
what people are saying. I want to know and I want to be involved.
Yeah,
So yeah. But yeah, no.
definitely. Yeah, and I can imagine that could be addicting too, especially when it's good energy, you know? Like it seems like you have like a following of like people who are like excited about you dropping new shit too. Like I was kind of like scrolling your profile and like even like with the requests and everything, like you built like this bigger community, which I really admire. And I think that's something a lot of aspiring artists can take from you too to even build a community because I find like sometimes making art, whether it's like music, film, or whatever, we get so into our own heads and stuff like that, and maybe we'll post it, but we're not like reaching out and interacting, you know? It's kind of like just throwing it out there and hoping it catches fire, you know? But
Yeah.
it seems like you're actually like engaging in a very genuine way, I must say too, which is probably why a lot of people relate and want to follow you.
Yeah, well, I'm just very grateful that the fan base that, I have now is they're very supporting and very loving and they're just a very kind group of fans. And I'm just so grateful for that. Like I could not have asked for like a better group of fans. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think I just like I'm lucky in that sense.
Yeah. With doing all this too, do you ever go through periods of like burnout? And if so, what do you do to kind of reset yourself?
Yeah, I definitely go through periods of burnout. I just need to take a step back until I miss it again. And that usually happens pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, I'll take a step back for like, it can be a few days, it can be a few weeks, but when I'm ready to come back, I come back. And my fans know this about me because when I post a video after I've been MIA for a little while, they'll be like, we love you. We're so glad you're back. Like,
Oh.
care yourself. Like, they're just very sweet. So they're very, very understanding. And, they're just there. Like no pressure. It's just when I have something to give, I have something to give.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it is important to have those moments of stepping back too. I feel like I always learn the hard way, like I have to hit a wall and then I take a break, you know, type of thing. But time and time again, it's like the reason like I hit those walls is I feel like I gotta keep going or I'm gonna miss out on these opportunities. But then I notice sometimes when you take a step back and even if you like go away for a couple days, a week or whatever, those opportunities are still there, but
Mhm.
you can attack them even stronger now that you rest your mind and soul and everything too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like a funny thing I feel like a lot of different artists go through where when you hop on the train, like you feel like it's just got to keep going, but it's okay to
Well,
stop.
I think it also, when you take a step back, it also gives you perspective because
Yeah.
things, at least for me, like things happened so fast. And that usually is what a viral moment is. When you have a viral moment, you don't have time to celebrate. Like things just are moving so quickly and you almost like just you don't grasp what's actually happening. So I was just like, I just kept moving and moving and moving. And, I didn't want to miss the moment. And again, I'm enjoying doing it. But when I eventually did have a little burnout and I took a step back, I was able to take that time to really like look back on the last few months and be like, wow, like just appreciative of how big that moment actually is. Like on on TikTok, I remember like I hit my first million and I was so happy about that. And I had a moment to celebrate. 2 million and 3 million passed me by so fast. There
Hmm.
was no there was no celebration. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I think I had posted a video I think I posted it on my 3 million um with a cover song and saying thank you and I had these balloons like behind me with like the 3M and I was already at like 3.5, 3.6. Like at that point I just didn't even have time. Like it just happened. I just passed that milestone so fast and so I wanted to take a minute to like go back and thank, my fans for joining me on this journey. So yeah, but like I think that taking a minute gives you perspective.
Oh, definitely too. And I think it's important to celebrate yourself as well, you know, take a breather and like do like something that you love, you know, that's not related to that kind of work too, and just kind of look at everything in the third person and be proud of it. And as I say that to you, I don't do that enough myself as well. And even as you were talking about like hitting these million points, I've had points where I've had like a guest on here where I just couldn't believe it. It's like somebody like a dream guest that I wouldn't guess I'd ever talk to, and somebody I've seen on TV since I was a kid or whatever. But again, like almost you reminded me of like how my brain was working at the same time. It's just like that happened and oh, I got to keep going. We got to like what's next or whatever. And then it was like months later I'm like, "Oh, I really fucking did that." And like I'm like that's crazy, but it's like I don't know. I feel like there's some power into keeping that momentum going, but there's also a bit of unhealthiness to it as well, you know? You
You
got to
just you have to find the balance.
hmm
That's really what it is at the end of the day, just finding that balance. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. And a couple of days ago too, you we mentioned the new single, you dropped it and everything. You want to let us know a little bit about that? Like maybe like
Yeah.
the meaning behind it and just like kind of how you put that together?
Yeah. So I've I've been used to writing my music alone for a very long time. Collaborating was just, it's not that it wasn't on my radar. It's just one of those things where like I'm very to myself. Even like you can tell kind of like with the videos that I post on TikTok, it's like in my house, I'm always just doing my thing, like, from Ottawa, I'm just doing my thing. So like collaborating just wasn't really, I don't know, I just didn't really think about it. So my team had introduced me, connected me to this amazing producer and writer. His name's Daramola, and he lives in Miami. And he works out of a studio in Miami. And so they made the connection, and I flew out to Miami. And I had no clue how this was gonna go. I'm just like, oh my God, like what am I doing here?
Just a bit of imposter syndrome going on.
Yeah, like literally, like what am I doing here?
That's kind of exciting though.
Yeah,
You know,
like
the
it was
unknown.
like, like I'm by myself. Like I'm like I flew out to Miami by myself. I'm just like I've like never done anything like this, this out of my comfort zone and like forever. So we had our first studio session. So I pull up to the studio and he was just like the kindest, most caring person I've ever met. And he spent the first few hours just chit-chatting with me. Like it wasn't like, okay, we're on a time schedule. We have to, pump out the song in 4 hours. Like it wasn't anything like that. It was just, hey, like let's get to know each other. The
Nice.
studio, the studio had a basketball court in the backyard. So we were just chilling in the Miami heat, like palm
Oh,
trees, basketball court. Like it was so nice and just refreshing. And we just got to know each other and we talked about our lives and after all of that, we finally said, all right, like let's make some music. Like we were in a good space, good vibe, and just started making music. And that's kind of how Into Deep was written. We were just talking about love and relationships and we sort of just wanted to tap into this perspective of somebody who deviated a little too far off of their relationship, and the emotions that that person would be feeling and going through. So that's kind of how that song came about. Yeah,
oh,
it was raw.
yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, and it just sounds like a organic process. I love that. Like that's just that's real art there, you know. It's like I find sometimes like in the industry, like things are like just very fabricated, like put together. Not everything, but like almost like what you were thinking about. Oh, I'm gonna get there and we have 2 hours to like lay down my vocals and I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
doing, but I'm happy you had that experience too. And yeah, I'm sure like even it's cool to hear about you stepping out of your comfort zone as you mentioned as well. I find that's when like all the growth happens when you're like kind of like I don't know if the scared's the word, but
Uncomfortable. You have to be a
yeah, yeah.
little uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. I've even noticed with this journey with the podcast, almost like yourself, I'm always in my little bubble with this little green screen or whatever. In the
Uh-huh.
past year, I got like asked to like speak at a convention and like go to Comic-Con and stuff like that. But before those moments, I had the same feeling as you. It's just like I'm on my way there and I'm just like, I don't know why they asked me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I get there, it's great. And I'm like, why haven't I done this so long ago? Type of thing. So yeah, it's I don't know. I guess it's just something that aspiring artists should like kind of keep in mind and everything when they're doing something. Usually like when you have those moments of that you're going into new boundaries, it's a good thing of whether it succeeds, and even if you fail at it, something, it's like a lesson there as well too. So it's you're only moving up by doing or having moments like that.
Yeah, I think like the main thing I've learned from all of these experiences of, being in studio sessions with different people is you have to be open. Not everything is, not every experience is going to be amazing, but like it's still an experience, and like you said, you learn from it.
Hmm.
So I encourage that. Just get out of your comfort zone just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And beyond this single, do you have anything else in mind, like maybe an EP, an album, or are you
Yeah.
just kind of, oh, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I have an EP. It's 90% done, and I've got some awesome people on this EP. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for that. So that's probably going to drop in August. I'm going to have another single out before then, and yeah, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see where it takes me and who it connects with.
Oh, that's exciting. Like I'm really I don't know, it's always cool to have these conversations too when I meet an artist who is like embarking on all these different journeys. I always love I don't know, just the following the journey and being able to do these segments and almost having these little audio documentaries of these moments in time too. So hopefully down the road we can talk again about like your next chapter or whatever and just kind of keep a log of
Yeah.
everything.
My next thing I think would be to go on tour. I've never done that before, and
Mhm.
I think that would just be a whole other experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you been practicing playing live as well? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I wouldn't say like I play any instruments live, but singing live either like with a DJ, or I've done I've done a few performances like with a band before. Two completely different experiences, by the way. Like singing live with a DJ and then singing live with like a band.
Mhm.
But both of them are great. And I've done like shows here in Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, but I think doing like an actual, kind of like a nationwide tour or something like that, or even just like going overseas to Nigeria, I think that would
Mhm.
be crazy.
Yeah, that seems like the natural next step of your
Yeah.
evolution. So it's
Yeah.
bound to happen. Like I just feel it like in your drive, you know, like it's gonna happen someday sooner than later too. And
It definitely will. Like I'm hoping like by like the end of this summer, there's going to be something in the works.
yeah, hell yeah. That's so
Yeah.
cool to hear. And I guess like as a final question, I always like to give back I don't know, just some advice to our listeners. We get like a lot of different creatives who kind of tap it and hit me up saying they're listening to these segments. But would you have any like maybe general advice of somebody's like seeing what you're doing and maybe they want to start making like TikTok content or YouTube content or maybe any way they can take like a first step and get some momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say the number one thing is to be consistent. It doesn't matter if you have 100 views on your video. You just have to, as long as the content is good and you're being yourself, that's all that really matters. I would also say find your niche and just stick with it. Don't post, let's say you want to be, I don't know, let's say you want to be a singer or you want to be a fitness, fitness guru, whatever it is, just stick to that until TikTok understands who you are, what your story is, and what you're trying to promote. The last thing you want to do is, you do all these videos about fitness, but then you do one video of your dog, and then your dog video goes viral. And now everybody's coming to your page because they think that your page
Yeah.
is all about your dog. So just stick to your niche and don't let the views discourage you. As long as your content is good, something will pick up at some point.
That's facts too. And yeah, it's interesting too. Like you mentioned too, I even give people the advice if they will have the aspiration, if they're doing one thing that they want to do another thing, make a separate channel for that too. Because like you mentioned, like the TikTok and stuff, like they won't know to where to place you in the algorithm, and like because even sometimes repeating like the same style will get you in other people's suggestions who don't follow you and stuff like that too. So
Exactly. And you can
yeah.
even repost the same video. It always gets pushed out to a different, a different audience. So yeah, just like don't be scared of excessively posting on TikTok. You can never post too much.
Yeah, I guess as we close out, is there anything else you want to say or like promote? Like, I know you got so many things going on at once. It's like,
No, you know
yeah,
what? I think we covered everything. This is
yeah.
just a great conversation and you asked some great questions.
I'm happy you enjoyed this too, and we'll definitely do this again down the road. I'm a brand new fan. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next on your journey. And yeah, I just hope you have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll talk.
Hope you enjoyed that talk with CHRISSY Spratt. You can easily find her on Insta, TikTok. As you know, she's hella active. And probably if you're listening to this segment, you might have found out about this interview through her, being in her algo. And if you were already a fan of hers and checking out the Creative Imbalance for the first time, I thank you for stopping by and I hope you enjoyed it. Also, if you dig the vibe of this interview and want to hear more like this in the arts and entertainment industry, give us a sub, give us some love, and let us know you tuned in. And segue to the ones I know who are always tuning in. Can't run away without thanking all you legends on our Patreon page. And the first up, the biggest thanks to the Queen, Ola Mazuka of Sonic Fold. Ola actually helped set up this interview, so much love to you. Thanks for supporting the show like always and linking us with this incredible talk. Also, another huge thanks to the wonderful Amanda McKnight of the Vamp X13 YouTube channel and the Vamp X13 Twitch channel. If you're into comic books, movies, video games, and all things nerdy, check out Vamp X13. Another big thanks to the lovely Jenny Potter, the legend Devin McBride, the number one gent Alan Kent, and last but not least, Francis Coffer, aka my mom. And if you at home want a shout out at the end of every episode and also get these episodes early, raw, uncut, right when I'm done the Zoom call, I just post them. You can go to patreon.com/thecreativeimbalance, and beyond having my forever thanks, you can just go to bed at night and sleep soundly knowing you're a badass motherfucker who supports raw, uncut, independent media. And nobody can take that away from you. You hear me? And with that being said, we got so much more coming your way. Oh my god. I'm stressed about how much I need to edit. But we're going to keep the train rolling. Really appreciate you guys checking this out. And we'll catch you next time. Mwah.